Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Dan Davidson.
And I'm Bill Smith, and it's time for the news from TrekNews.net. I wasn't sure when to come in, spanning the Alpha Quadrant for all the news on all the Star Treks, yo. It's TrekNews.net. Yeah, barbecue sauce online at TrekNews.net. Welcome to the news from TrekNews.net, everybody. The oldest brand new Star Trek news podcast from Trek Geeks for the week of March 18th, 2021. Well, buddy, up first this week, we've been waiting for official news on the new show Strange New Worlds, and wait no longer.
No waiting at all, my man. Finally, we have received official confirmation that production for the new Star Trek series with Captain Pike, Number 1, and Mr. Spock has officially started production. In a recent video released on social media, the cast of the new show can be seen quoting the opening dialogue from TOS, and it really was a joy to behold. Joining already known cast members Anson Mount, Rebecca Romaine, and Ethan Peck were new cast members Melissa Navia, Celia Rose Gooding, Christina Chong, Babs Olosun-Moken, and Jess Bush. And now, while no word has been given on the characters these folks will play, it doesn't really matter. Strange New Worlds is officially in production, and that news in and of itself is just really amazing, buddy. I don't think I mispronounced it. I've watched video, so you're laughing hysterically.
I am, because I know that it's touch and go. I'm lucky if you can say the name of the show. But I'm looking at your phonetic spelling in your copy, and that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, I got to do what I do.
You got to do what you do. That's no, I think this is fantastic news. I can't wait to see who these people play. Whether or not they're all Enterprise crew, or maybe there's something else going on here. I think that's going to be fantastic, quite frankly.
This was something that came out of nowhere, this video last week. So it was great to see. Whatever it's going to be, probably 2022 at the very earliest. I can't wait. I can't wait for the trailers. I can't wait for the teasers and all that stuff. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, moving on, it appears that there is yet another new writer attached to a possible big screen Star Trek. And this one has some roots in Trek on TV.
Yeah, it does seem like there's been a never-ending series of announcements on people writing a Star Trek film, but this time the writer attached has come out of the Star Trek Discovery writer's room, as a matter of fact. Kalinda Vasquez, who has written for both Short Treks and Star Trek Discovery, has been tapped by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot to pen an original movie set in the Star Trek universe. Now, while there are no details on what Vasquez's story might contain, she has previously written the short Trek Ask Not and has a teleplay credit on Discovery's Terra Firma Part 2. So clearly she's written some great outings of Star Trek, and we look forward to what she comes up with. And by the way, this is pretty cool. Kalinda Vasquez is actually named after a character from the original series episode by any other name. So it's pretty clear that her ties to Trek are pretty well established, buddy.
So you're saying that Kalinda from the Kelvin Empire was the inspiration for Kalinda, who could be writing about the Kelvin timeline, maybe. I know, mind blown. I think it's great. I mean, it's good that they're bringing in somebody that has worked in current Trek on TV, because I think that's going to give the movie potentially a different quality. What we don't know is whether it's going to be a Kelvin movie, or whether it's just going to turn everything on its ear and do something completely different.
And I think that's one of the things that I'm most looking forward to. Is that's a big unknown right now. So when we finally get that big splash of a headline of where it's going to take place and when, that's going to be pretty awesome.
No, it really is. Up next, Dan, we want to give a quick update on the status of the Voyager Documentary Indiegogo campaign. And well, suffice it to say, it's not only pretty fantastic, it's a little unbelievable.
It really is. We are both so thrilled at the level of support that this documentary has received from fans all over the world. As we record this news segment, the Voyager Documentary fundraiser on Indiegogo has raised an incredible $750,000 and change. The seventh stretch goal was met literally just a few minutes before we started recording the news today, and that goal was a digital movie poster and the unlocking of mystery perks. And those three new stretch goals are remastering of some show footage for the doc in HD if it reaches 825,000, remastering of all show footage for the documentary in HD if we reach 900,000, and an exclusive never before seen Voyager surprise if the fundraiser hits $1 million. Now, everybody here on the Trek Geeks Podcast Network wants to congratulate the folks putting together this fundraiser and the documentary, because it is now the all-time biggest crowdfunding success on Indiegogo, eclipsing what used to be the biggest fundraiser ever, which just happened to be the Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Left Behind, back in 2017. So it is definitely in good company, Bill.
You know, this is still just incredible and amazing to me that this kind of support has translated into these kinds of donations for Voyager, and I'm really excited by it. Now, there is no guarantee yet that they're going to be able to remaster the footage. They're currently talking with CBS about it. And if for some reason that isn't allowed, which I can't imagine why it wouldn't be, those donations will go to other aspects of the production. Mm-hmm. So I got to imagine that they're gonna wind up being able to do the HD. I mean, $250,000 now is all we're talking about. You need to get to $1 million. $1 million? Can you imagine that?
And it got to 250,000 in like the first hour when it first launched. So it's really going to be great. I really want to see them just make the million, just to make $1 million, because that would just be such a bow to an incredible show that for a while has not gotten the recognition it deserves, but now is so many people's favorite version of Star Trek. So I can't wait to see him hit that goal.
Same here. And finally, Dan, Star Trek Prodigy hasn't even hit the airwaves on Paramount Plus or Nickelodeon yet, but the show creators have already been rewarded for their work.
Yeah, indeed they have. CBS Studios announced a new multi-year production agreement with the Emmy Award-winning animation writer-producers, who just happen to be the creators and showrunners of Star Trek Prodigy, Kevin and Dan Hageman. CBS Studios President David Staff said in a statement, quote, "Dan and Kevin are brilliant creators and master storytellers. They have a unique gift for tapping into the human spirit through a lens of compelling characters, insight, and humor. They've done an amazing job creating Star Trek Prodigy for a younger audience, and we can't wait for kids and families to discover and enjoy it. We feel so fortunate that they will make their home at CBS Studios." And reacting to that announcement, the Hageman said in a release, quote, "We're overjoyed about our opportunity to work closely with David Staff and his entire team at CBS Studios. Since Alex Kurtzman made our introduction, we have felt nothing but trust and support while collaborating on Star Trek Prodigy. Not only are we anticipating big things in animation, but the possibility in the live action space have us very excited as well," end quote. So now I'm hoping that this shows that Prodigy will be just as well received and loved by fans as Lower Decks was last year when it debuted, and Mike McMahon was awarded with a multi-year deal too. Now, Star Trek Prodigy is, of course, about a group of alien kids who commandeer a seemingly abandoned Starfleet vessel, and the animated series will also feature the return of Kate Mulgrew reprising her Star Trek Voyager role as Catherine Janeway. And the first season, Bill, will debut on Paramount Plus later this year.
It's amazing to look at their statement and not call out the fact that they mention the live action space as well.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting to me.
No. I mean, they're award winners. They're great writers. I would love to, we've talked about how Strange New World is going to be possibly another Alien of the Week type show, singular episodes. I'd love to have them involved in the writing of that show. I think that'd be fantastic.
I'd love to have them involved in one of the projects that is yet to be announced.
Yeah, anything.
Or even I'd love to see an animated film.
There you go. Get on that
point. Okay, let me get right on that. At that point, you could literally do any aspect of the Star Trek universe,
right?
Any timeline. Mm-hmm. You could make it Kelvin, you could make it not Kelvin, you could do Next Gen, you could do anything you want.
We talked about it last week, and there has never been a time like this to be a Star Trek fan. And this is another example of why it's so great. I can't wait to see what the future holds, my friend.
Same here. And that does it for the news from TrekNews.net for the week of March 18th, 2021. Please remember, for all the news on all the Star Trek show, please visit our great friends at TrekNews.net. Have a great week, everybody. Live long and prosper.
Coconut.
That was a little scary.
Well, it's still clearing my throat from the intro music. looking at?